Dimitri, Li Shu, and Dr. Chao here. So I'll leave the chance for them to highlight themselves later. So they are experts in this industry, so don't miss the chance to communicate with them. Today, the live stream agenda will be three parts. The first session will be the speakers introduce themselves and a brief introduction of your projects. The second session will be main topic deep dive, blockchain security in the AI era. The third part will be the Q&A session. Okay, let's start. So let's start with Norman. Please give us a self-introduction and your projects. Hello, Norman.
Hello, yeah. Hi, guys. I'm Norman. I'm the co-founder of Zero Drift. We are an AI native security firm working for like both blockchains and also like the AppSec. So we mainly do like the smart contract audits and also blockchain layer one audits. And nowadays we're using more and more like agents with skills, sub agents, and harness engineering to do more of the auditing and also the automated testing. And we have already worked with some famous names in the industry, for example, like the OKX, the Big Apps, the Three Aptos, and we're looking for, um, collaborating with more protocols in the industry with our agentic methods. Thank you.
Thanks, Norman. So let's move to Dimitri. You are new here.
Yeah, I am. Hi to me. Hi, nice to meet you. It's the first time for your podcast, but actually we have some AMA sessions within our community. And I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Dmitry. I'm CTO of the Gear Development Company, and we are building a couple of products. The first one is already for a 3 year, like long run, layer one blockchain Vara network with with the compute stuff, distributed system, and all we love about the Web3 and all we love about the smart contracts. And our recent developing expertise, our recent like new age technologies that we're providing to the world is Vara ETH. It's like application layer for Ethereum. So we are somehow nearby Ethereum, not about it. We are not like the classic layer twos. We are more about keeping your liquidity, keeping your like all of our eyes on Ethereum and building the proper UX on it instead of like switching ecosystem and stuff. So if you're looking for building something with or without AI agents with your existing developer like team, or you're trying to find somebody to cooperate to build something with a great Web2 UX, with maybe pre-confirmations, maybe with reverse gas model, which is kind of hypey and useful like nowadays. You're welcome to our ecosystem, and I think we will keep going explaining some details like later. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitri and Norman. Now, Luis, can you give us a self-introduction?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for having me again here. Welcome, Dima. It's a pleasure to talk with you in this session. It's very important to have your participation in the topics of today. So, my name is Luis Ramirez. I am CEO of the Gear Foundation, and Gear Foundation is part of the team behind the Water Network, which Dima already explained very well. And for today's discussion, it makes a lot of sense to have this discussion with Dima, Lishu, and other also people that understand very well what is happening in the current market, and especially with AI and cybersecurity. So I am really happy to be part of this conversation. Glad to say hello again. And yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Luis. Now, Lishu, can you give us a self-introduction?
Yes, hi, thank you. For those who familiar with our talk show, I'm a regular for the show, and I work on the same team with Dimitri and Luis. So we are a team Agia, and my role is I take care of a business in China and Greater China region and APAC in general. So I'm happy to have my teammates from who's based in Europe and North America, and I'm based in Asia. So we are really a worldwide team, and I appreciate your support to our job in Asia, and for the audience, for my friends in the audience, who I'm going to the Web3 festival in Hong Kong next week. So if anyone will be there, yeah, let's catch up and have a chat. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Li Shu. And Dr. Chao. Dr. Chao.
Thank you. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Dr. Tao. I'm founder of AI Web3. We are trying to help more people better understand and learn about the Web3. And we use different technology, including AI. We also explore different applications, like use AI, like a news article system, and also the AI powered voice generation tool. Basically, our goal is to help more people understand and adopt the decentralized technology. And anyone interested in Web3 can come to our platform and to access the high quality content. Thanks.
Thanks for everyone. Thanks for everyone. Your introduction. So now we move to our part 2 main topic deep dive about blockchain security in the AI era. So let's discuss about, can blockchain make AI more secure and trustworthy, and what vulnerabilities arising when autonomous AI agent controls wallet, executed transaction, or interact with smart contracts. So we still begin with from Norman.
Yeah, I think so will blockchain makes AI secure, or like will AI makes blockchain secure? I think it's a different question.
Mm-hmm. So what's your opinion, you think?
I think it's like blockchain is making AI secure, but AI is making blockchain more dangerous. That's an opinion. Yeah, because we all know that. Yeah, we all know that it's like because AI's ability is like they can generate a lot of information, right? And they can generate a lot of seems like authentic informations, and you can't really differentiate what's fake and what's real. And if we, integrate blockchain's power into the AI thing, we can do like, we can have the public key, we can have the private key, we can have some cryptographic thing, so we know which information is real and which is fake and generated by AI. So yeah, I think blockchain is making AI secure, transparent, and authentic to the people to differentiate. However, on the other sides, as we know it, from the progress of the large language models, including like the Cloud Code, the Codex, and other Chinese models, they're progressing really fast, and they can find a lot of vulnerabilities and bugs in not only just open source softwares, but also the leading financial and softwares in the world. And yeah, I think releasing that kind of power is making blockchain industry dangerous, because not just only us, the security experts, we have the ability to find the bugs and find the critical vulnerabilities. But now more and more people, like the normal people, and especially the hackers, they got more advanced abilities to find those critical vulnerabilities. And thus we have like maybe 100 times or like 1,000 times more hackers who is gonna hack our system. And yeah, I think that's the reason AI is making blockchain more dangerous.
Well, thanks for sharing. And I agree with you. Blockchain make AI secure. So you cannot imagine your data, your privacy belong to any centralized company, right? So blockchain make AI secure. So what others' opinions? Dimitri?
Yeah, actually, guys, I would disagree with you because right now, as I feel, we are not secured by the blockchain in any manner. Just the fact that we are like allowed our agents to manipulate our wallets. It's not about security. It's more about flexibility and like new options, new functionality that we could push like across our like day-to-day life or something like this. There was like a post on X by the Vitalik Buterin about how he's using the agents, and there was like kind of topic about some visionary stuff, and it's kind of interesting to imagine that in some time, like maybe like half a year, maybe year or something like this, we may have running on blockchain like really existing the same as we have like on remote some servers, OpenAI and stuff, some the same models wrapped inside some smart contracts. So we're gonna only pay for the usage we actually use, and we're gonna secure our data by wrapping them inside some zk proofs. So kind of mixing the technologies from the recent years that were like massive actually, because zk were massive, some ai stuff are massive right now. So we're gonna have like the total privacy from the ai, so nobody will like store our personal data, nobody will have access to our some our photos when we are in a bad mood sitting in the evening and saying, hey ChatGPT, could you like make a photo of me with a smile or with a like longer hair or something like this. So yeah, I think the blockchain is a future in this manner, with some privacy concerns, with some anonymity concerns. And yeah, but actually there is a lot of other things to say about like recent times, because we all cannot like argue with the fact that things changed, and if maybe 10 years ago 90 or 99% of the hacks on the net was caused by some javascript or sql injections or some browser stuff, and right now we are facing like the new age where the most usual hack is prompt injection, because somebody could access your agent who you believe like totally. And there is a problem, and we are actually do not have some kind of like final solution right now, because we are on this wave of excitement or on how our lives changed right now.
Oh, thanks, Dimitri. Thanks for sharing. So Luis was out, right? Okay. So Li Shu, can you share about this one, about the deep dive?
Yes. Yeah, I agree with the two gentlemen. I think um, the big problem with AI is that AI now acts as a black box, per se. So we don't really know. There's no explainable why AI gives such reasoning, right? So how it works, and that really scares people, because you don't know how it works. Then what's the accountability, right? And then the big problems with blockchain and AI is, with blockchain we aim for decentralization. We in Ultimately we aim for anti-censorship. But with AI nowadays, the prominent and popular AIs are controlled by a couple of industry giants, like meaning OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google, and they can take away, they can lock you up and block your access. And as we recently know that you have to show your ID, real ID, to be able to use Cloudy. I mean, as people say that when they require an ID, it's almost certain that they're gonna block you. So that's really something not ideally what we want, and of course it also creates another layer of problems like vulnerabilities, like when autonomous agent becomes a digital person with a private key, and then it can create all sorts of problems that like Dimitri said, the biggest problem is like prompt injection. So we really it's really hard to defend such kind of attack. And yes, and also AI highly depends on Oracle to understand the real world, and not to mention that it recursively has hallucinations. So that really makes the world a more dangerous place, like Norman said, and how we're going to tackle it, and why we embrace it, it remains a big question. Thanks.
Thanks for sharing. Interesting. Dr. Tao, do you have another opinion?
Well, like I think all three gentlemen, they already said very well about the issue of the AI and how AI will create the new threats to the blockchain. And I totally agree with that. I think the AI basically is one type of new user. Like if you imagine like the crypto or the web or the blockchain, we have the native user, we have the like people using that, right? By just using the blockchain, it's already like vulnerable. Like you have to understand those the smart contract, understand how to use your wallet, and hackers may hack your wallet, and there are some other issues like a Bridge had the issue, and then now AI basically introduced more a security issue to the blockchain, and now I know a lot of you are probably familiar with OpenClaw, this kind of agent, and those agents they can actually make this kind of attack more easier. Now you can put your wallet, you can put like have your agent to control your own wallet, and you have no control about your agent. So basically, your agent can communicate with other agent. So you are actually introducing a new layer of the user who will be doing the things on behalf of you. And now with this one, like I think the security would be a big issue. It's kind of a new threat, not just the prompt injection attack, right? You can also imagine how the AI agent control wallet, how the AI agent probably will share your wallet with other people and share other private information. So I think it's going to change from the originally we have the smart contract had the security issue to now about the AI layer, about the permission and other things. So I would say, yeah, overall it's kind of a very new user of the blockchain, and we are not ready for this. Like even the AI itself, we are not ready for the AI coming and to control everything. So I think it's a very important issue right now. Thanks.
Thanks for sharing. Louis is coming back, so we are now at our section 2, we got main topic deep dive about blockchain security in the AI era. So blockchain security in the AI era represents a double-edged sword. So do you think can blockchain make AI more secure and trustworthy, or like different opinions, or like AI agent control wallets, execute transaction, or interact with smart contract? Is you think it's more safe, trustworthy, or even dangerous? What's your opinion, Luis?
Yeah, thank you. Sorry for this. I was having an internet problem, but now I'm back. Yeah, absolutely. I do believe that blockchain can make AI more trustworthy through immutable audit trails, for example, for sure, verifiable execution and transparent decision history. I want to mention something that recently read about this topic. Some security researchers recently published a paper document that is called LM routers. That's basically the services that sit between users and AI models. So the LLM routers basically can have full access to everything passing through them, including sensitive data like private keys. And we know in blockchain this is basically having control of everything, right? So in one of the few cases that this document shared about the problem here is like different things like test driven wallet was trained after the private key was exposed, and also some malicious routers were found in the chain. So it's pretty enough to compromise the entire system. And this is something that we really need to care about. It's happening already. It's like the AI agent era, like where in a matter of seconds, in a matter of minutes, um, someone with the malicious intentions can drain a system. This will happen in the past, like in weeks or months after research, but we're seeing this, and also something that we will talk later, but it's part of this conversation. It's what is happening with some uh, toolings or software that is basically being updated time from time, like for example, Cloud and Metis. It's breaking all the systems possible in the last possible time. It's interesting. We will talk about more in detail about that, but that's what is happening. It's not like I guess it's not about if we believe, because it is happening, and we're living in this era where we need to protect from AI, not only about some specific topics, but the security is one of the biggest issues here.
Thanks for every speaker's insightful perspective. So now we're gonna move to our part 3, section 3, Q&A session. So as the speakers had mentioned about hack, so recently I'm not sure, did you heard about the hacker in Hyperbridge and also in Near? So a million fake tokens have been minted in Hyperbridge's Ethereum gateway contracts. So, what was the root cause and why did it happen? How can we prevent it from happening again? So, Norman, can you give us a oh?
Yeah, yeah, I can talk about like the root cause in a high level. Basically, that the attacker forged a cross-chain message that the hyperbridge is accepted as valid, but that's just like a MMR proof verification failure. So after that, that gave them the attackers the admin control over the bridge token contract on Ethereum, and then they minted 1 billion on back bridge tokens and dump it to the liquidity pools. So it basically just the attackers use the old valid proofs, and then in the smart contract, they didn't really verify that this proof is already old and being used. It's not like the new one. So that's essentially the root cause of the vulnerabilities. And to prevent this kind of bug, uh, you have to verify that it's not only the message is valid, but it's also fresh and unused. In that case, you can prevent this kind of forged message, and you can prevent like others to gain the admin control.
Wow. Yeah. Thanks for your answer. And how to prevent this happening again? Dimitri, I want to hear your.
Yeah, actually, from my point of view, there was like a little bit different situation because there was not like the issue in the general design of this bridge. There is not some exact like architecture and solution that shouldn't be done the way it's done. I think it's just the regular thing when we code something, we test it, we battle test it, and time to time it happens to have some bugs that wasn't like thought of. For example, as AI, if I'm not mistaken, it was some Claude Opus version that found the bug that exists like 20 plus years in Linux core. So yeah, I think what happened with the Polkadot bridge, it's kind of regular thing, and we're gonna face it time to time in the world, and it all like comes to the maybe security from the other perspective, maybe some USDC movements, some blocking for hackers, some law like following, something like this. And yeah, I would say that right now we can actually secure our own projects by like continuous integration of AI agents looking for security issues, because like some time ago it was kind of difficult to find the proper audit security company. It was kind of pricey, and it was like forcing you to wait for a long time. For example, by the time we were like about finding some audit for the Vara network, the guys who were auditing Polkadot, they were like booked for 1.5 years in advance. So we couldn't possibly like expect their like expertise on our project, and we were forced to find another ones. And right now there is no need in some kind of dependence on external people, on external like companies, because you have all what you have uh, inside your like computer, because you have AI agents, you have a lot of resources, a lot of skills built for you to be able to secure and audit your project. So I think the future in these terms is for some pipelines or some work alignment in a companies that are going do like that are going to publish their code open source and stuff, because everything published open source could be hacked, and we need to be ready. Yeah.
Well, thanks for your answer. Uh, what about the bridge between Vara network and Ethereum? Is there any advantages?
They have pretty similar model, because we have separated verifier and the proving system. So basically, we were checking our code for the same vulnerability, and we didn't have any. But it doesn't mean that we couldn't have any of this. So we are still investigating. We are regularly coming back to auditing this stuff. But we are built the same way. And as far as I see right now, we are kind of less complex, so more provable and more like hard to be hacked, because everything that is simple is like unlikely to be hacked in some tricky way or something like this. So our bridge is working, and it's like totally fine, and you could come and test it.
Well, thanks for sharing. I think Norman and Dimitri already give us a perfect answer about this question. So, Luis and Dr. Chao, will you gonna give us some addition?
Yeah. I really want to share what I think about this, because it's really important for the blockchain ecosystem, for the security and also having in mind different things. Dima said something really important that in the software engineering exists. It's called 0 day. Basically, any software have a 0 day, which is basically a bug that exists in the systems, but nobody knows that it exists until somebody found it. And this it doesn't mean like all the systems are ready to be hacked. It means like different kind of situations can make vulnerable one system. And the important thing here is to audit, to keep improving the systems, to keep continue the audit process of the softwares, because yeah, it's pretty possible that this can be found. But also, I want to mention something I read once after it happened, this hack. Well, different people was searching for the roots, which basically uh, was already shared here. But something important to mention here is like the founder of Hyperbridge in the past, eh, he had an conversation with people that pretended to help with bug bounties and white hat hackers to see if some vulnerabilities can be found in the Hyperbridge. And he basically said like explode them if you found them, and it happened. So what it means this also, we need to be open for this kind of strategies. Internal audits are really important for sure, but also external, like people who wants to dig deeper into your system and get a reward if they found it, instead of someone that with malicious intentions can come and drain your assets. So I guess that this is important, coming from the Hyperbridge exploit. But again, as Dima said, also it's like it will happen again. It's the truth, because it's like basically the entropy of the software that it contains some vulnerabilities that in the past 10, 20 years never have found. But now with AI, it's more possible than never to find this kind of problems. And the good thing is that we can also use the AI to find it first and solve it. So this is a new war, not only against the normal hackers, but with the software like Mythos, Anthropic Mythos that they just released, and we need to evolve like the technology.
What do you think they're gonna deal with Hyperbridge? Are they gonna pay for the people lost?
No, no, no. I mean, like, we need to keep in mind if somebody come and try to help in the best way, in the good way, I can say, when if they want, if a hacker, for example, offer the services to find a vulnerability, book bounty programs are good. So basically accept this kind of solutions. Now for the Hyperbridge, it's basically it's already happened. I don't know what should be the best way to solve the problem for the users. It was a vulnerability, so I guess that all the people that we are part of a system, we participate. We need to be aware about what could happen, and if it happens, what are our options. We also are responsible for our decisions. Putting some assets in this bridge, putting some assets in this technology, uh, having our tokens in a SEX, in a DEX, etc. It's also the user also have some responsibility, but for sure the owners of the protocols, they can provide the best solution for the user's assets.
Thanks, Luis. So, Dr. Chao, are you gonna share us your opinion?
Yeah, I can add a little bit more. I think all the others they already shared. detail. And I would like to highlight that I think the attacker they dump those fake token on some decentralized exchange, but due to the limited liquidity, the loss is just around 24, the 240K maybe. And more importantly, I think this incident was isolated entirely to the Ethereum side bridge contract. So the Polkadot Relay chain, Parachain, and native dot, they are still remain secure. The root issue actually highlights that the cross-chain infrastructure, like the bridge, is still one of the most fragile and high-risk components in the Web3. We already see a not just in Polkadot. I think in Ethereum they have more issue before, right? And the other chains, like they all have this kind of issue. I would not say we can stop it, or if that's a way, like we can easily just stop that, because by nature, when you design this kind of bridge, there are security issues, and it's not easy. I'm not sure if the AI can help here. Maybe AI can help. They can detect those issues ahead of us, right? So if you have the AI to scan those smart contract, and the Polkadot by design, actually they want to make the chain secure. That's why the Polkadot they have the on-chain governance, like you if you want to get the admin control, it's kind of decentralized. You have to go on-chain governance, you have to vote and go through this referenda. And so that's one benefit. And also the Polkadot, like if you have actually Polkadot have the cross-chain message like XCM, and all the parachains they use to communicate through that. And by design, those parachains, they are isolated. Like if one get hacked, it should not influence the relay chain, should not influence other parachains. So this kind of a design should help for the security issue. So that's why I think the Polkadot itself, like we didn't see the security issue, but now it's an issue about from Polkadot to other chains. Like we have seen this kind of a security issue. Yeah. So overall, I think we may not find an easy way to solve those, and the Polkadot security model might be helpful for the future design of more bridge if we ever need to build more, if it's necessary. Thanks.
Thanks for everybody's sharing. So then next question is AI fundamentally breaking the economics of cryptocurrency, cybersecurity, make attacks cheaper and faster? And what does this mean for DeFi and wallets in 2026? Norman, start from you.
Yeah, sure. Well, I think AI is indeed fundamentally changing the economics of both like the defense and also the offense. Because from our side, like the old model of the security audits, like we have the human engineers and they do like the one-time services and they make sure that the phrase code is fine. But gradually, the dev teams will add on more features, more smart contract codes, and maybe more new products. So this is not like a continuous verification, and that is fine because that is what the hackers do as well. They can only inspect the code like one time. They cannot like do it 24/7. So that works well. But ever since AI as here, AI can do this thing. AI can, continuously inspect the changes of the code and also using the newest models to inspect the old smart contracts. And yeah, I think AI is really compressing the cost of the inspection, the understanding, reverse engineering, and also finding the exploit. So I think nowadays, the attack system in the blockchain industry, or even more in the just whole AppSec, it's more of turning from a one-time service into the proof of work. And we all know like how proof of work is working, right? You have like the bigger computation power, then you have the higher chance to gain the rewards. And I think that's the direction we are sort of changing to. If you have like more computations, you put more tokens, you have like um, more chances to find the attack, to find the vulnerabilities, and that works for both offense and also the defense side. So yeah, I think security audits will not just stay as a one-time services. They have to be more continuous, and that's how we do it in the zero drift. We deploy the agents, we releasing the skills, and we have those to equip with our clients, so they have their security agents running in their code base 24/7. And we're releasing newest models, we have like more skills, and our agents just get smarter, and they can inspect and find bugs instantly and 24/7 continuously. It's not like what we used to do. We just do like one audit. So yeah, I think AI is compressing the cost of the attack, and now we are doing more of the continuous models.
Understand. I mean, the agent becomes smarter, and the agent for hack becomes smarter as well, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Okay, so Dimitri, can you give us an answer about this question? And
Yeah.
what does this mean for DeFi? Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to highlight the thing that not only the black hackers and black hats have the same tooling, we also, as a white hats and the project owners and developers, have the same models, and we are like about to be racing all the time, finding some vulnerabilities, finding some options to hack our projects. So yeah. And it also like pretty interesting point that like Norman just highlighted about the proof of work, because actually yeah, we were just like talking about the security of the personal data that we are sharing with the AI everything, and these like free monopoly companies, they own everything, and it's totally against the initial idea of the blockchain and decentralization. And it's now like again it's about the proof of work, because we just moved, like we shifted from the trend to publish and to develop proof of work networks, and we moved to proof of stake because it's more optimal, it's kind of Greenpeace stuff. And now we are like running our agents 24/7, and it's kind of massive. Yeah, it's as a one way to the America of 50s with the muscle cars and stuff and oil dominance. So yeah, going back to our topic, I'd like to say that from my point of view, AI isn't like breaking the financial system of the cryptocurrency, crypto security. It's just like changing the way that we need to think of it. So, for example, right now. It's like 80% of the DeFi is already AI. It's not just bots that it was previously, because there was always bots. Right now, it's AI agent, which are more like flexible, more how to say, maybe more clever than just bots, because they can overcome some conditions, some ifs that we are like initially built for the bots. And yeah, so I think we all need to think that every time you go to DEX, you go to prediction market or something, your like order made by your hands will be like most likely matched against some AI order because they control this financial system. It's not bad. It doesn't harm. It's like not trying to abuse us. It's just a new reality, and we need to think of it as it is.
Thanks for your answer. Interesting. Luis, can you give us some addition?
Yeah, well, basically, Norman and Dima explained it pretty well this topic. I just want to share some facts that recently share, like Anthropic or CrowdStrike, for example, that makes pretty evident that this is happening. It's not also a theory; it's already happening as we speak. Like according to Anthropic, the window between vulnerability being discovered and being exploited, uh, it's already collapsed. Like a problem that in the past years you can find in months, with AI you can find it in minutes. That's uh, that's already happening. And on the other side, also the percentage of attacks that is happening per year using AI is increasing 89% according to CrowdStrike. So it's the numbers don't lie, right? And it's already happening. But Dima, for example, already shared something important, like uh, all the people in the IT world can have access to these toolings. Not only the bad guys, but also the good guys, and also the people that can help to improve the security. And also, it's not so expensive as it was in the past to use AI to audit or to um, to develop a continuous security monitoring system, for example, is now more affordable compared with years. So, yeah, it's happening, but we need to use the technology also on our side to to avoid more vulnerabilities happen in the softwares. But yes, that's basically it that I want to share. Thank you.
Thanks for everyone sharing. I think maybe that's the price we have to pay. So let's move to our next question. Will an Anthropic Mythos disrupt software and cybersecurity companies such as CrowdStrike and Palo Alto Network? Is Palantir competitiveness sustainable? So Norman, do you want to answer this question?
Yeah, sure, I can go. I think yes, Mistral class models will absolutely disrupt the cybersecurity and also the software companies, but mostly by shifting where the value sits, not by instantly replacing them. So what I mean by those is like companies like CrowdStrike and Palo Altos, they're not just selling the raw intelligence. They also have like the telemetry, the customer distributions, the deployment footprints, and trusting on the enforcement points inside the enterprise environments. So these things, they do not just disappear because of the model gets better. So I think the AI will compress the value of pure analyst labor, but it increase the value of the companies that control the real world workflows, property data, and also the security enforcement services. As a case for the Palantir, I would say its competitiveness is sustainable only if it remains the operating system where the institution actually deployed the AI into the mission critical decisions, and for like the the U.S. Army, that kind of thing, right? And if Palantir just has a thin wrapper run like the frontier models, then the mode weakens. But if it continues to own the governance, the workflow integration, the data lineage, and the operational trust, I think it still has a real moat. So in conclusion, I think the frontier models would just disrupt the stake, but they won't erase the importance of the disruption, the data, and also the operational control. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Norman. Dimitri, can you answer this question?
Yeah. Off topic, I would like to say that the AI helps us to build what we want like easily, even for the guys who don't have money, who don't have any background in IT. For example, if you're dreaming about building your own Minesweeper on your macOS, you could just run your OpenClaw and ask it to build it your way how you would like it, and that's the difference, because it's totally not the same when some guy without IT background trying to build something with AI versus like the great tech guy building something maybe different, maybe something the same with AI. So it's totally different, and I think that's the topic for this company. These companies, because they are like dominant in security, they are dominant in some data analytics, they are dominant in preventing some attacks and stuff. So basically they could right now be scared like a little bit, because AI is kind of lowering the need in them, in the small companies, in the medium-sized companies. But the government and the other huge company will keep using them, and for them I think it's a benefit to have AI, because they are dominant in this industry. They have the expertise that nobody has, and they know how to build business around it. They know how to like push something, integrate something, and AI is their new tooling to be able to build the new solutions for security. So I think it's kind of good for them, not distracting them or like trying to kill them.
Thank you for your addition. What about Louis? Louis?
Yeah, I want to clarify something about like the cloud mythos. It's so far, according to Anthropic and other sources, it's basically uh, the best model for identifying weaknesses and security flaws in the software industry. But not all the people have access to this software now. Only the companies being part of a project called Glasswing. And we are talking about big players like Microsoft, like Apple, Google, Nvidia, CrowdStrike, and others. So what it means this? It means like exists a software that can identify bugs in basically any kind of outdated software, and also help to solve it if you own it. Okay, it sounds really good in terms of security, and the big players are using this. But also it's important, like the market is shaking. Once Anthropic released something new, a lot of people is like posting on X like. Oh, bad news for the designers. Their market is down and they are dead. Bad news for the developers. Uh, they won't have more stuff to do because now Anthropic can build it automatically. Well, it depends, because at the end, you can be part of this, or you can just uh, move without using this kind of technologies. And in case, for example, CrowdStrike and other companies related to cybersecurity, when Anthropic released this update about the mythos, the cybersecurity companies dropped about like 6%, others like 4%, and it means like the panic of the market, right? But CrowdStrike is part of this Glasswing project. It means that they are integrating Mythos. They are not competing with this. So big players are acting on this direction. So I guess that is something good in one side, but also, well, the smallest ones, the companies with small people and with small budget, they don't have access to this powerful software, but they have access to other AI technologies that can help them to audit their softwares.
Thanks for your sharing. So, Li Shu, can you give us an answer about this question?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I think, um, yeah, we have to realize that the cloudy in Mythos, it's a frontier agent, and it's not a standard chatbot. So it's capable of autonomously identifying and chaining and weaponizing zero-day vulnerability. As we all know, 27-year-old bug in OpenBSD was found and exploited in hours, and it used to be the exploit window used to be weeks, so it's becomes hours now. So the founder, the CEO of Cloudy, Anthropic, was scared. He said, quote, he's scared of his first time. For the first time, he's scared of what they created. So that's why they decided not to give the general public the access of this latest model, rather than they formed a security initiative named Glasswing, like Luis just said, with big players, you know, doing research and with the access of this model. So it's really disruptive, and so that's why people realize that it can fundamentally change the cybersecurity landscape. So that's why, because CrowdStrike and Palo Alto, they rely on detecting known threats, and but then people realize that if the Mythos class of models were generally accessible, then there's going to be the volume of unique, never before seen exploits will overwhelm the traditional defenses. So that's why the market, the enterprise software stocks, like wiped out, got wiped out of like $2 trillion. And but like Luis said, these companies, security companies, are not sitting ducks. Uh, they're going to adapt. So first of all, they're already researching and integrating the Mythos capabilities to their existing platforms. So to use it in a bad way, in the good way, the good guys can also use the AI. And then, like Norman said, another key of this problem is that they have a huge amount enterprise telemetry data. So it's it's not the model that matters. It's the deployment that matters. So they're deployed everywhere, and they have the telemetry data, and then that's what AI needs to be effective, because an AI model is only as good as its visibility. So they can see what those enterprises, um, the kind of security, the kind of vulnerabilities they're facing, the attacks they're facing. So that's why they have the head start. Yeah, it's really, and also, um, ironically, this kind of threats becomes a national security issue. It's not a joke, because the U.S. government, like the FBI, they send out letters to the banks CEOs saying that AI-driven threats can become really, really important, impacting the financial systems. So that's why, ironically, we're going to need more human in the loop security partners such as Palo Alto. So we need more people to handle AI driven threats. So yeah, and also Palantir is also a mysterious company, as we know that. Um, but the advantage of this Palantir is that it uses AI to analyze and the huge amount of data and all sorts of structured data, messy data, siloed data, enterprise data, and then they are the bridge between the data and AI. So they're not single model like Anthropic provides. They're actually the bridge between the data and the artificial intelligence. So they're going to be there for a while at least. And also, someone said that they have the advantage of, lock-in, government lock-in. They have the contracts, the secure contract with the U.S. defense and, intelligence. So they have a huge amount of high margin mode uh, compared to other competitors. But the thing is that as we see, Anthropic is moving closer to the application layer. So if Mythos begins to offer same kind of automated decision making that competes with Palantir's platform, uh, they may not be the only front runner. So they're facing competitions as it should be. We'll see some competition in a good way, and their valuation will probably come down a bit because currently they're really high. Their price earning ratio is over 220 times. So, and some of their managements are already selling at this point. So it's really overhyped. The price is a little bit. So yeah, um, the this thing is really gonna fundamentally change the world in terms of cybersecurity. We're going to have really everlasting battle between attacks and defense, both AI driven. Thank you.
Thank you for your detailed addition. So let's move to our last question. Recently, there's a debate about whether should go closed source versus open source. So which one is more security? So for today's security topic, let's discuss about this one. So Norman.
Yeah, just like Louis said, nowadays there are more and more like open source softwares. They get targeted for the LLM security because we already have the codes and a large language model can just inspect them and trying to find the exploit, and they don't have to do some like reverse engineering, that kind of thing. So more and more open source softwares, they just choose to go closed sourced. For example, the cow, right? Yeah, I think that's also a trend in the crypto. People are talking about, oh, should we just close source our software and just have some audits to audit in a private data. I think, in my opinion, that actually open source or like the closed source, either of the one can just solve the problems. Because in the old time, we believe that if there's more eyeballs, then there's higher chance that we can find the problems and we can protect the system. But now I think the question is, can the obscurity still protect the security? And I think in the agentic area, the answer is no. because with AI, we can do everything a lot more faster and a lot more cheaper. So we can do like the reverse engineering a lot cheaper, and we can do them like parallel. We can just reverse engineering like a million smart contract at the same time, right? And it doesn't really cost much if we're looking in like a future point of view. So I think both like open source or closed source won't solve the problems for the cybersecurity. And the only thing that can solve this problem is to have the continuous verification. Because if we are do either open source or like closed source, and we just do security verification from time to time and just for like a one-time services, then we cannot assure that our system is always protected and always has an eye on it. But if we have the continuous verification powered by AI, then we can make sure that there's always some agents that's trying to exploit it and trying to fix that problem instantly. So we make sure that the system is always battlegrounded. So yeah, I think the real question is not about like openness or like the closed source, but about if we are doing it in a one-time service or we're doing it in a continuous version. Thank you.
Understand. It's like the coin has two sides, right? So sometimes it depends. Sometimes open source, sometimes closed source.
Yeah, I just think that open source or like closed source, that's a old time question when we still depends on like labors and like the expertise time. But now we're more dependent on like the tokens and smart the large language models. So we need to change our.
Yeah, we keep going.
Yeah, I'm just saying like we need to change our view from openness and closed to the view of the one-time spot or to the continuous. That's my point of view.
Yeah, understand. Thank you, Norman. I understand. So, Dimitri, are you gonna give us some addition about this question, open source or closed source?
Yeah. I just remembered some meme that was kind of popular on X recently. Maybe not recently, but by the time this all AI agent thing started, because speaking of closed source, there was something like, "Hey guys, I just like finished our task for one day because I used AI. Hey man, did you just leak all our closed source like code stuff to the OpenAI?" So it's actually the thing that using the AIs like isn't something that you want to do for your closed source, because you closed it due to the reasons that you do not want it to be stolen, you do not want it to be audited by somebody or something like this. So speaking of me, I do vote for open source. I think all of that developing right now should be open sourced, because it's kind of the right way for a future, because the much more code we produce, the much more harder it becomes to find some vulnerabilities. And open source allows us as a humanity, as a lot of enthusiasts, to verify each piece of code like 24/7. And I think it's useful for future, because when you will be able to rely on a lot of like ready to go models or ready to go businesses, it will be easier for you to keep doing your like actual for your time stuff. So I think yeah. And the general security thing about the open source and closed source isn't like as applicable as it could be, because I think in terms of crypto, where mostly everything is open source, there is a thing that each piece of code is kind of financial dependent. And in each piece of code, would it be breach, would it be smart contract that is like managing the balance in some pools, or is it a smart contract of prediction market, there is everywhere some like fund losses if it got hacked. So I think it's better to keep pushing as an open sourced and ready to be audited by the masses.
Yeah, understand. What about Luis? What's your opinion?
Yeah, I have a lot of things in my mind. I guess that it depends. In my opinion, it's better the open source because you can bring more community helping and finding bugs. For example, it comes to my mind the war between Linux and Windows, right? Linux is open source and Windows is closed source. So, uh, what will be like the more vulnerable system that you believe, like in terms of reported vulnerabilities? The answer is Linux. But the important thing here to keep in mind, it's not about the reported vulnerabilities, but the vulnerabilities exploited in the real world. And who has most vulnerabilities between Windows and Linux? Windows. What's the outcome of this comparison, Linux versus Windows, open source versus closed source? It's about the community. If you work on the open source, you will have more people supporting your project. Your software will be more secure. The people will report the bugs, the vulnerabilities, and the community will be able to manage. Closed source, it doesn't work like this. But on the other hand, I also believe that it's a matter of business. If you think about, for example, to build something small for you that you want to sell to some customers that you already identified, and you decide to build a closed source company, and you sell the software, well, it works because if you open source this software, somebody with a better understanding of the business will gain the word. That's 100% sure. But I do agree with Dima about the blockchain because it's basically the core, the DNA of blockchain. That it should be open source because you should provide the guarantees to the people that they are using what they are using and how to audit. If you say that you can trust, but you don't show the open source, the source code, it's basically gonna be a lie. And it's something that I really love about the blockchain ecosystem, because the true decentralized and the true more trusty companies in the ecosystem are basically open source, and the users, the developers, the ecosystem can validate everything. So for the blockchain, I'm 100 into the direction of open source. And for people that wants to sell some specific products, but they don't want to establish a standard, and they just want to create a business, I guess that the best solution is the closed source, but it depends.
Well, thanks, Louis. Thanks, Norman, Dimitri, and Louis, your answering. So the time is very last of 75 minutes, so I think it's gonna be done now. So thanks for everyone's perspective. I'm so lucky to be the host today, and we've learned a lot about AI and security today. So which will keep us in mind that the security is the most priority in blockchain, or not only in blockchain, even the nowadays network. So which everyone's access will be safe. So thanks for everyone's participation. If you want to know more about the topic and about the projects and about security, please follow our speaker's Twitter account. So thanks Norman, thanks Dimitri, thanks Luis and Li Shu and Dr. Chao. We are done here. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Bye. Thank
everybody.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. See you next week.